Today we're going to be looking at the EARTHWISE 20-inch pole hedge trimmer, and we're going to be trying to set this up today and hopefully charge the battery and use the trimmer. Let's see, it has a cutting head, rotates to 6 different lock positions, has a aluminum blade, pole extends 5 foot, dual action hardened steel blades, cutting width of 5/8 of an inch. Things to look for when you open this up: you want to make sure that you have the pole hedge trimmer head, grip handle, connecting pole, charger and battery pack, blade cover, shoulder strap, and of course the owner's manual. I'm going to start putting the hedger sections together. I'm going to start with the grip here, which would be the end, and I'm going to take the connecting tube here and just push it in place into the grip here. Now, the grip hole that you see there that the tube goes into can only go in one way. There's a hole on the side here. The connecting tube has a little locking pin right here. It will go into that hole. Just have to line it up and push it in and just wait for the click. So that's locked in place. Now there is a swing nut here, and just tighten that securely. Now we can take the head of the hedger and lock that in place same way, just the other end of this connecting tube. Here we are outside now, and we've got this fully extended. I measured this right around 8 foot 9 inches. Now you don't have to put that center connecting tube in if you don't want to. You can just connect the handle to the hedger head here if you want to, and work with it, that way. The head here has 6 different angled locking positions. I'll show you that a little closer here. Again, we got the shoulder strap in place. And the battery pack will go right in here. And speaking of the battery, let's go ahead and go back inside for that and start charging it. Here's a look at the 20-volt battery. Charger slides on the top of the battery pack here. Here is the charger, the cord. You want to plug this into 120 outlet. So let's go over some instructions on charging the battery here. Let's see, so a constant green light indicates the battery is fully charged. A minimum charge time of 60 minutes is required to recharge a completely discharged battery pack. The battery pack will become slightly warm to the touch while charging. This is normal and does not indicate a problem. Do not place charger in an area of extreme heat or cold. It will work best at normal room temperature. When battery is fully charged, unplug your charger from the power supply and remove the battery pack. Here's the press button to get an indication of how much battery life you have or charge you have. We got 1 and 2. Battery is 25 to 50% charged. So it's on the third, it's blinking on the third light there. Battery packs are shipped in a low charge condition to prevent possible problems. Therefore, you should charge them prior to use. Constant green with no battery power is on. Constant red battery is charging. Here's a look at the pivoting head and the positions that you can choose. Just pushing these 2 buttons right here will allow you to pivot it, and then it will lock in place. Just let up on the buttons and wait for the click, so it's locked in place. That's the highest position. Then we can just go to the straight. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, now back to the battery. So we have a full charge, no flashing lights, all green. The charger itself now has a green light. It's no longer red. So that indicates a full charge. It has been right at 30 minutes. So from the box to ready to use, right at 30 minutes. It did have some charge when they shipped it. So I'm going to go ahead, let's unplug it first here. Take the charger off. I'm going to try to do this with one hand. There we go. And take our battery pack now, put it in the trimmer, hedger, and begin using it. First time ever. Let's go ahead and take the cover off here. And what I'm going to begin with is these hedges that you see here that run all along the house. I'm going to do those. Will not need the connecting pole. As you can see, I've removed it. Later on, I'll move over to these Leyland cypress here. They're kind of getting where they're hanging over the driveway there, so it's getting to where they're hitting the cars sometimes, especially when they're wet. Got some shrub here. The tops there are they've actually been trimmed fairly recently. And then in the back of the house, there's some really, well, those are probably the tallest ones right there, way at the end of the house. There's some in the back, not quite as tall as that, I don't think. But so I've got a lot of trimming here. So let's begin practice on these right here. So this should be a good test here. This is a hedge that's around 7 foot tall, maybe a little taller. So I've angled the head here. So we want to try to round off that top up there where I can't reach. So we'll see how this works here. And here's probably the tallest one. This is probably 7.5 foot here. Typically I would have to have a ladder out here and standing on it with a with the hand hedger. So with the pole hedger here, I've just pivoted the head here so that I'll be able to kind of top off, kind of round off the top there. So now if it was square, I would angle it more of a square angle there, but I think it's going to work like that. We'll see. So just finished all these hedges here, about 30 minutes. Really shouldn't have taken that long because they weren't that overgrown. Just getting used to the trimmer. It still trims just as strong as it did on this first one here as it did on the last one that I did. So battery's holding up the charge very well, and I'm going to be moving on now to these right here, I think. Here we are the next day. I decided to stop trimming last night. It was just getting so hot, and it was going to be getting dark pretty soon, so I wanted to just go ahead and finish up with the last clip that you saw there. And I'm figuring that I probably trimmed about 40 minutes constantly, and so I just plugged it in here today, and so this is where we're at. I have 25 to 50% still on the battery, so I probably could have done everything I needed on one charge, but like I said, it was getting kind of dark and wanted to take a break. So here we are the next day again. Gonna wait for this and see how long it takes to get 2 more bars here, and once that's complete, we'll have a full charge again. So the EARTHWISE hedge is supposed to trim up to 5/8 of an inch. Okay, so we've got a branch here. Right here is like 5/8 of an inch. So let's see how well it trims that off. yeah, I wanted to say that if you get tired using one hand holding the hedger, if it gets heavy, I found that it's really easy just to switch over and start using your stronger arm at that point. It's easy to do. It's helped me out a lot. Pretty obvious, but just wanted to note that. So I'm finished using the hedger now. This is day 3 of using it. I've got a little more familiar with it. Right now the battery is charging, but I'm finished with it, and it lasted a little over an hour, which I think is plenty of time. And the hedges that I trimmed today were really overgrown. I trimmed quite a few of them. The last clip that you saw was pretty much a jungle, and I was working on a really low charge, and it pretty much killed the battery. So that was well after I pretty much had done everything else that I needed to do. I'm going to tell you the pros about it that I have found. I like the fact, well, first of all, it's a good value with getting a hedger like this with the battery and the charger included. I mean, it's hard to beat that. Really is. I think it's durable. I think it will definitely manage the work that I have. I like the fact that the thing charges really fast. It charges within an hour, gives you over an hour of work time. Let's see. I love the fact that you can swivel it to 6 different positions. Let's see, what else do I like about it? 20-inch cut, I like that. It's, pretty easy to assemble. Got the shoulder strap. Things that I don't like about it, and it's pretty equal, really. Things that I don't like about it is it's easy to attach this connecting rod, and for the most part, I have not used it, only on really high hedges. But it's hard to detach it because you have to push these down. And when you push them down and with your other hand pull it away, it's really hard to push them down and do that, because I've had to use a pocket knife to push them down farther than so that I can pull it away. I don't know if that makes sense, but that I don't like. I don't like the fact that the trimmer doesn't have the speed that that I'm used to with the corded electric trimmer or hedger. So that takes some getting used to. I think it is adequate though. It can be quite heavy at 7.4 pounds. It can definitely be quite heavy, but I've managed that by learning to switch my my hands, and it's easy to do that, so I can definitely work with that. I think that's really the only the other thing that I noticed that I didn't really like about it, and that again is just because lack of speed, is the fact that when I'm trimming some hedges that are, they're moving quite a bit, it's hard to trim those, and you have to really hit your branch right at the proper angle on this trimmer, because it doesn't have that speed that really will zip off at any angle. So that's something that I've had to work with, but it is what it is. I think it's a good value for the price, and I'm pretty happy with it. So I guess I'll conclude the video with that. The EARTHWISE 20-volt lithium ion battery hedger. So thank you for watching. Until next time, have a great day out there, and take care.